And so his mother is selling him as a slave because she needs the money. And a lot of, because he's like a good-looking little boy, so a lot of guys have been like checking him out, and, seeing if they're interested. But then there's one man who's the highest bidder.
This is already so gay, and I love it.
And that man is Will Riker. Yeah! Will Riker is the highest bidder.
Chris will play Will Riker for us tonight. And who's, Giselle, just tell us who's going to play who or whatever.
Yeah, who's taking on all these roles?
Okay, well, you are going to be Will Riker.
Okay.
That's going to be you. All right, and so taking the turns for the narration are Valerie, Missy, and Sabina. Okay, so fine. Wesley is going to,
No, Wesley can be played by a chick. That's cool. That makes a lot of sense, actually, to me.
Okay, well, then Missy is going to be Wesley. Okay.
Sabina and Valerie are going to take turns doing the narration. Valerie can start.
Okay.
So, I think the first line is yours, Chris.
Are you cold?
Wesley nodded. Will was warm, and Wesley found himself relaxing against Will's body.
Do you get cold easily?
Wesley nodded.
Good thing I give off heat like a furnace then.
Wesley didn't say anything or nod, but he agreed.
Wesley, can I ask you a few personal questions? Has anyone but you ever touched you?
Wesley shook his head.
Really? Never?
Wesley turned his head and just looked at Will.
What about kissing? Have you ever kissed anyone?
Wesley shook his head when it didn't seem like Will was going to ask him any more questions. Wesley got comfortable against Will once again. Will had an arm around him and was lightly stroking his fingers along Wesley's arm. Wesley was surprisingly comfortable, and he found himself starting to drift off.
You're so young and innocent. I chose well. Are you sleepy?
Wesley nodded, barely moving his head at all.
Wesley?
Slowly, Wesley turned his head and looked up at Will. Will cupped his cheek gently. He wondered if Will was going to kiss him, and he realized that a part of him really wanted Will to kiss him. Will leaned down and pressed their lips together. It was, I cannot pronounce that word, chaste, and brief, and Wesley wanted more.
Oh, he should move.
Will pressed their lips together again, moving them against Wesley's. Wesley mimicked Will's movements, hoping that he was getting it right.
Oh, he should move to the bedroom.
Will murmured against his lips. Wesley swallowed hard. He looked at him questionably. Will smiled at him.
We have time, Wesley. We'll do it when you're ready.
He and Will finished putting away his clothes, and Wesley got into bed as Will went to the bathroom. Wesley had his eyes closed and was very nearly asleep when Will spoke up.
How do you normally sleep?
Like this. Tea and pajama bottoms. What about you?
Will gave him a look that Wesley interpreted as Will telling him he slept with nothing on. Will slid out of his clothes, all of them, and walked over to the bed. Will was definitely a good-looking guy.
It's such a shame to have something so lovely covered up.
Wesley smirked.
Guess I'm not as nervous as I was.
Will slid into the bed next to him.
You're still pretty nervous, but I know something that will help you relax.
He slid right up against Wesley, laying a hand on his shoulder and leaning down to kiss him.
Are you hard?
Wesley nodded, completely surprised by his reaction. He hadn't thought it would be so easily to become aroused, not when he was being forced into this, except that he actually wasn't being forced.
Would you like a hand with that?
Will let his hand wander down to the top of Wesley's pajama bottoms.
Can I take these off?
There wasn't a good reason for Wesley to say no. Will had already seen him naked, though only briefly, but it was going to happen anyway, so he just nodded. Will took them off and then just looked at Wesley. He could feel himself beginning to blush. But then Will was lying next to him again.
You're beautiful, you know.
Wesley snorted.
Oh, but you are. Can't you feel how much I want you?
Will pressed against Wesley, and Wesley could feel Will's length against him. Wesley didn't know what to say, but Will didn't give him a chance. He kissed Wesley gently as he lightly trailed his fingers down Wesley's chest and stomach, making Wesley's muscles quiver. Will grasped Wesley's length in his hand, and he deepened the kiss as he sped up his hand. Wesley moaned into Will's mouth until finally he was close and broke the kiss. When orgasm overtook him, he cried out and arched off the bed. The single hand job from Will more intense than anything he had done on his own. He lied there with a goofy smile on his face. Will smiled down at him. He rolled onto his side and sighed as he pressed even closer to Will.
Wesley, you saved the ship again!